Rebecca Reid 141126.
Thank you very much. So, just recently you took on some different roles other than performer. So you were director for your director's piece, obviously. How did you find that?
I always find directing really hard because you've got to kind of assert your authority without sounding really bad. But as an experience, I really liked it because I got to, because it wasn't just the directing that you do as a director, you've got to focus on all elements of theatre because obviously you're directing it, so you've got to think about the props and the costume and the lighting. So, yeah.
Because we've not got a big budget, absolutely, you've hit the nail on the head. You've not just taken on the role of the director, you've had to consider the props, the costume, the lights, the getting the audience in there and all that sort of stuff as well. So that's good. What things did you have to take into consideration? What things did you... So you did an audit list. Can you just tell me about some of the things that were on you?
Well, because I was writing my own script, that took up a lot of it. So I had to kind of do a little bit of research, which I did beforehand, which I also put into the piece, like as a multimedia approach. I researched the elderly view on passion because I think, that's what life's all about. So in my audit, I had to talk about doing the research for the script, doing the research for myself, doing these interviews, recording these interviews, amending scripts, finding my actors, finding the props if I was going to have any props, and to take into account that I needed to do a risk assessment, schedule, rehearsal spaces, because everyone was doing everything at once. That was really difficult. But I mean, the approach I took was very off the cuff. So the rehearsal spaces weren't that big a deal. I could do it last minute because my actors were doing it raw and just reading. So yeah.
Okay, lovely. So you used Meisner. Is there any other practitioners that you've been influenced by across it in terms of preparing your actors?
Preparing my actors, it was very focused on Meisner. It was very off the cuff because the performance was called Passion, and I think Passion is very spur of the moment. So because I wanted to contrast that from the process to the performance, I kept it like that. I told them John was my main actor. Everyone else was kind of like readings, and so I worked specifically with John, and I spoke to him about his views and what Passion was, and to prepare for that performance, to think about what it was to him and how he'd communicate that. But that I did want it very off the cuff, and that they all had a script. It was like a read through, just kind of like stripping it right back. I did use a lot of like Mark Ravenhill's Modern and the Rooster Group in the sense that I did a video in multimedia. That's kind of like a montage of what I think Passion is, with passionate music, and then clips that kind of associated with the script. So like the fact that his dad drowned in Bath of Roses, there was a Bath of Roses and stuff like that. And I did Divorce Over, which again is very good story. That was going on here and this is going on there.
Yeah, no, that's really good. So did you enjoy the process? Did you enjoy being director?
I did. I think only because I usually have so many ideas. I can't put them down to one thing, and with this I could be very diverse and I could change my mind, and it didn't matter because I was director and I was boss.
Lovely. Okay, good. So you were very much responsible for the whole production in terms of your director's piece, but you did another piece, your contemporary piece for Unit 6, which you did with 2 other students. In terms of roles there, because again you didn't have an additional cast to come and help out with lights, sound, everything else. How did you decide the roles, and what roles did each of you take on?
It was very much a team effort. Like, I don't think one set person did this, one set person did that. I mean, obviously it leaned a little bit more to some people. Like one member did the props and like provided things that we just couldn't get, and did a great job at that. And costumes was just decided together, but again, another member kind of came up with all those. I did a lot of the writing, but I mean, by the time we redid it, again, the writing was kind of scattered and separated and manipulated, and we just kind of tore it to pieces basically and changed it so much that the writing became a team effort. So, and again with the directing, that it wasn't just one person, it was very much a team effort. So all roles were covered, but together.
Yeah,
so.
Good. In terms of then sort of looking back and reflecting, I know you've done reflections anyway, but looking back over your directing and over your opportunity to do the script writing with your Saudi piece, the contemporary piece that you did, have you learned anything along the way? Would you think, I would do that differently next time round? Or
yeah, last year we attempted the contemporary directing thing with Sarah Kane's Blasted, and I had so many problems with that, and it wasn't the ideas or any one particular role that was an issue, it was my actors who were just very reliable, but obviously that all came back on me. It was all my fault because I hadn't prepared for that. So this time, having the opportunity to do all that again, I made, particularly with Passion, the directing piece, not the contemporary piece, I chose one actor I knew was very reliable, very friendly, so there weren't going to be any arguments or anything like that. And that's one of the reasons I used the Meisner technique, and I had them with scripts so that there was no excuse, you know, and then I just worked around that artistically. So I've definitely learned to prepare for the absolute worst, to prepare for your actors not learning the lines, and to prepare for them not coming into rehearsals. That was the main thing.
Okay. And in terms of other roles that you'd like to take on in the future?
I really want to do more writing.
Right.
Like, I really, really enjoy that. I think if, again, in terms of directing, I don't enjoy it as much if it's not something I've written, because, you know, is it right, is it wrong? Particularly when you talk about Sarah Kane's work, it's so raw and emotional, and if you mess it up, it looks really bad and really cheap. So I would do directing again if it was something I've written. Yeah, I mean, you have, in the actual professional world of directing, you have creative directors. I could do that, I could definitely do that. I'd like to take that. I don't think I could produce. It's an incredibly stressful thing, I'd imagine, to have to do literally everything. So, yeah.
Okay. So you stick with your so you've identified then strengths in yourself, especially within script writing, as well as obviously your acting.
Obviously, the main thing.
Your thing. Lovely. Thank you very, very much. Thanks.